Welcome to Exploring Food to Smitty. Guess what we're getting ready to make? Taco spaghetti. Yes, that's what I said. I saw it on the internet and I thought, you know what? I love tacos so much until yes, I'll try taco spaghetti. So just get your pen and paper together, get you a cup of coffee, and sit down, and I'll be right back with you. Taco spaghetti, y'all. Can I get a whoop whoop? Okay, so what we're gonna get right started with is our ground beef. But before we put that in there, let's saute some vegetables to make that taste really good. So I'm gonna put a little bit of extra virgin olive oil. It doesn't take much of this stuff. Okay, now we're going to add some onions. Get this burnt down. And then we're going to add some, because I like mine spicy. But you don't have to do this. I'm going to add some jalapenos that I cut up. Ooh, honey buns, if you could just smell this. And then to that, I'm going to add some chopped yellow bell peppers. There. I'm going to let this just sweat away before I put my ground beef in here. The flavor is coming out already. I love me some tacos, so you know I'm going to like this taco pasta, huh? As a matter of fact, look out for the video. I'm going to be doing a surf and turf taco. And I can smell those peppers choking me up. Okay, so what I'm going to add to this is my ground beef. Get on in there, beef. There we go. Actually, I have some ground beef left over from my other recipe. I'm going to put that in there because you know what? All of this stuff can be frozen. I make these recipes and I don't eat them all because it's just me. So what I do is I take it and put it in the freezer. And on those days I don't want to cook, which is many, I break it out, thaw it up, warm it up, and it's very, very good. Okay, let's add some salt. I don't want to add too much salt because I'm going to be putting in taco seasoning. And taco seasoning has salt in it already. So let's add some pepper. Come on, pepper. There we go. Now we're cooking. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and get this ground beef cooked up. And when I come back, we'll be adding some more ingredients. Okay, if you could only smell this, believe me, you would want to eat it right now. But it's almost done. Okay, so our meat is just about finished cooking. Doesn't that look delicious? And it smells so good. I could really take this meat out right now and use it in a taco. But we're making taco spaghetti. Never heard of it, never tried it. But I'm always willing to try. And then if I don't like it, I don't have to cook it again. Right? Right. Okay. So I got this all stirred up. And as I said, those flavors are smelling so delicious. So, to my cooked ground beef, I'm going to add a can of diced tomatoes and green peppers. And I can assure you these peppers aren't hot. There we go. Give that a little stir around. Okay, and to that, I'm going to add some, oh, that's chili. I need taco seasoning. Okay, so I'm back with the right stuff. Not the chili, but the taco. Okay, so let's add some taco seasoning in here. And that's why I don't put a lot of salt, because taco seasoning has salt in it, and I don't want it to be too salty. So I'm just going to sprinkle a little in the middle there. That's almost more than a little, but okay. And then to that, I'm going to add some tomato sauce. You can use tomato paste if you'd like, or you can use tomato sauce. I prefer tomato sauce. I like tomatoes paste, but not in everything. So I'm just going to give this a nice big stir. And this is a one-pot taco spaghetti. How about that? So I'm putting some water in here. There we go. I'm going to mix that around. And then what I'm going to add to this is my spaghetti. Get it all open. There we go. So, here's some spaghetti out of here. Okay, what I'm going to do is take it and break it in half. If you don't want to break yours in half, you don't have to. Because usually if you're making this for kids, they like to have the long strands. Okay, and what I'm doing is pushing my spaghetti down in there. Just a little bit more. Not a lot. Give it a break, and there we go. Okay, so what I'm going to do is take this and cover it and let it cook until my spaghetti noodles are done. And then when we come back, I'll be adding more stuff. Okay, so our spaghetti has been cooking. Let's raise the top and see how it's doing. Oh man, that looks delicious. Let's give it a stir. And that's a one pot. So what I'm going to do is, while these noodles are still getting all cooked up, and they're pretty cooked. I like my pasta al dente, which means I don't like it mushy. So while it's cooking up, just to give it a tease, I'm going to put in some cheese. Get this up, open. Okay. I'm going to get a little slice of this. I can get it to cut. There we go. Okay, so what I'm slicing is some Velveeta cheese. And the reason I'm putting in some Velveeta is because I want it to take on the creaminess of the spaghetti sauce. So I'm going to go ahead and get this all sliced up and stir it around and get it melted. This smells so, so delicious. There we go. Okay, so let's give it a stir. There we go. One thing about Velveeta cheese, it's going to melt. If you like cheese that's going to melt right away, it's going to be Velveeta. So I'm going to let this finish melting, and oh my god, it just smells so good. I'm going to let this finish melting, and when I come back, we're going to be finishing it up. Okay, so let's take our top off and see how we're going. Look at that. One thing about cooking your pasta and everything in one pot, that pasta water has a tendency to thicken up your sauce. So look at that. Oh my God, that looks so good. So to this, I'm going to stir in some cheddar cheese. Put a little cheddar cheese in there. I'm going to put some cheddar cheese in and stir it in. And then I'm going to put some on the top. Oh man, that looks so delicious. And if you could only smell it. Ugh. Okay. So that's all nice and stirred in and melted. And you know what? You can also cook this in the oven. Spaghetti cook really well in the oven. Okay, so then we're going to put a little bit on top. Okay, now what I'm going to do is put the top back on, let that cheese melt down, and then when we come back, we're going to be trying it. Okay, so we're ready to get a taste. What I'm going to do is pour myself some Dr. Pepper. And then what I'm going to do is to put a sprig, get this opened. I'm going to put a sprig of sour cream on there. Just a little bit to wake it up. So here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to put some cilantro. Just tear it up on there like so. There we go. Ooh, that looks good. I'll tell you, everything in a taco except for the shell. And put a little sour cream on, like so. And there you go. Taco spaghetti. I'll let you see really good. Isn't that beautiful? Like I said, everything that a taco has except for the taco shell. There. Okay, so how about we get a taste of it? Try to put it down so that it's in the right place. I'm gonna have to put some markings on here. I'm so excited. Okay. So let's get a little bit of taste. And it's nice and cheesy. That is so good. And it does taste like a taco. It's got a kick. And the sour cream and the cilantro adds to it. Delicious. So, give this a try. I've been seeing this on Facebook and I thought, I'm going to have to try that as much as I love tacos. So, thank you for joining Exploring Foods with Smitty. And definitely, I'll be back with more recipes. You have a great rest of your day.